Yo, we on another episode of What We're All Thinking podcast. I got another special guest for y'all. One of my favorite people, one of my favorite receivers, grew up with this man. We got JeQuan Burton out here. Tell them boys about yourself real quick.
What's good, man? I'm JeQuan Burton from West Atlanta, Florida, man. Just happy to be here.
Okay. So tell them boys, like, growing up, what you thinking about, like, growing up as a kid, playing sports and stuff. Tell them how that all came about, how you all started.
Uh, just watching my cousin play out of high school at Jones, so I kind of grew up around football. Uncles played football, dad played football, so it was in me. Once I got to the age where I can actually play, I just started playing. And shoot, first season I found out I was real good, so I just kept going with it. And shoot, look at me now.
Okay. So one thing that everybody want to know, I'm gonna bring the cat out of the bag real quick. So we're gonna talk about that basketball because you was good at that basketball too, dunking on people and all that. So let's talk about like what made you play, like how you kept up with playing both sports because you was a dual threat.
I started playing because my barber, he was a coach, so he knew I was fast and stuff. So he told me, try out basketball. I wasn't really into it, and then like I just started training, got good at it. Then shit, kind of ran with it, got real good at it. People like, bro, you can play college basketball, all that. But the growth stopped happening. 5'9", not too many make it at 5'9", so I kind of gave it up. But I mean, I still love to play it. When I get to go to the gym and shoot around, I do that, play pickups, all that. So
Play pickup, you playing pickup in college too?
yeah, I used to play pickup when I was in JUCO under SIU during COVID, FAU. So we ain't really been able to too much play pickup yet.
So a lot of people don't know that like you was a Derrick Rose fan. A lot of people don't know that. That's like how me and you got kind of cool because we
Yeah.
both liked the Derrick Rose. That was something that I always connected with you, like just knowing that you liked the Derrick Rose. So like, what made him your favorite player? Because you like kind of had like the similar style like him,
Exactly.
but like what made you like him?
Like you said, I had a similar play style like him, bro. He was just explosive. I like the way he played. He was
Heck yeah,
like
that's still my
better
boy.
Westbrook. You know what I mean? Like he was accurate in the air. He could shoot the ball. Anybody lined up in front of him, he killed them. So I like that. He had that Mamba mentality. Like he had that.
Okay. So you when you was in middle school, like tell us about that run because y'all was killing everybody. Like y'all was killing everybody in middle school in basketball. Like nobody could stop y'all. Like tell them about that.
I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but bro, we used to. I think school used to start at like 7 something. We used to have practice at like 6 o'clock in the morning every morning.
Damn.
Like no middle schools was really doing that, but we, you know what I'm saying, we wanted to win it all. We knew we had the team to win it all, so we sacrificed a couple hours of sleep every week just for it to be that good. And I mean, bro, we all knew each other from growing up, so we all grew up together. We all had a chemistry, all from football and basketball, so we all knew each other very well. And bro, we just, I don't know, bro.
I was at that game. I watched y'all play. Y'all did y'all thing. Nobody, y'all beat every team like down there by like 20, 30 points. Like I was killing. So let's transition to like let's go back to like cause I remember this conversation. I don't know if you remember, but we was like leaving. It was like the last day of school. Like y'all was going into high school. God rest his soul. Cut up there, Russo. Like y'all was talking.
Yeah.
I remember your freshman year and his freshman year. You was like, "What school you going to?" He was like, "I'm going to occasion." And you was like, "I'm going to DP. When we play, I'm gonna do it to you." So, like, talk about that. Like, talk about the relationship y'all had because y'all was kind of close.
Yeah, I mean, I met Cut Up through quad, so like whenever I was over there on Texas Island stuff, we always hung out and stuff like that. And he actually, JV season, he actually scored a touchdown on me. I was at corner, he ran out route. He kind of fucked me up real bad. They always remember that, but yeah, I mean, you know how we was in middle school. We always cool. We all kicked it. So
Okay. So let's talk about your transition. So like your first couple years at DP, you was a killer. So like, why you didn't go to Jones like the rest of your family? Like everybody say you was breaded, you was bleeding orange and green from the beginning. So what made you go to DP? Like out of all schools?
realistically, my brother, he was at Jones for a year. The man kept getting in trouble, so my mom like, y'all can go to another school. So we went to DP, and kind of fell underneath that. Those kids that play for Dr. Phillips, Pop Warner, so they go to the high school and they be, oh, this kid, that. So I was kind of in the mix of that. And it kind of like Like I should have been playing varsity probably freshman, sophomore year, but they got kids that came from Dr. Phillips that they know, so they trying to put them on varsity in front of me, all that stuff. So I was actually supposed to come to Jones my junior year, but I ended up starting at DP. It was an 8A school, Jones is a 4A school. I'm thinking, I'm gonna get more scouts here at this school. Didn't play out like that, so I transferred my senior year.
But did y'all like win the championship at that time?
We went to the States. We lost though, but yeah, I don't know.
All right, so before you win the drum, because I want to talk about this, because this is something that I always, because I was around, because I pay attention to a lot of stuff. So before you came to Jones, y'all played against Jones.
Yeah.
So how was that game for you? Talk about that game, because I'm gonna say something, because it was spring practice. I remember spring practice. We was all leaving. This one you had first came to Jones, because everybody was excited. You did your little thing, and then everybody was like, you was talking to them boys. So go ahead and like, how was that game for you? Like, talk about it.
That game for me was a statement game. Like, you playing against all your homeboys. They all on one team. You on the team by yourself. You know how that go. They do all the trash talking and all that. So just really coming into that game, like, shit, that was my Super Bowl. Like, I knew everybody in the city that knew me from Jones was gonna be at that game. I knew everybody from DP that knew me was gonna be at that game. So I knew I had to go crazy. And like, shoot, what I went for like 122 touchdowns. Like, I mean,
and you was celebrating every time you touched the ball. That joke was crazy. And then, so let's get to it. Like, so what was something like, what made you automatically like, okay, I want to go to Jones and be with my boys finally? Like, let's go together. Let's do this.
Yeah. So like I said, I was gonna go my junior year, but I ended up starting at DP. So it was like that. But after the state championship game, I was like, man, it's time to go home. Told my mom I want to go home. She was like, it's whatever. But it was just really just want to play that like your last game. I had no offers coming out of my junior year, going to my senior year. So it was, if I'm gonna play my last football season, my last football career, I'm gonna play with my boys, and that's just how my thought process was.
So your thought process was going to Jones. So did you and Quad talk before you, or you just, it was a surprise to everybody? Like,
no, me and Quad have been talking. Like, we have been talking for a while. He would leave Jones and come to my house after school, and we would just be talking about it and stuff like that. I won't say he persuaded me to come, but it was like
he was the man.
That, yeah.
He was the man. He was running it. I ain't gonna lie, he was doing his thing. Shout out to Quad. So like, what was something like you? Like, what was your most funnest part about that season? Because y'all had an amazing season as well. Y'all senior year, like, y'all had an amazing season. Y'all did y'all thing. I watched y'all closely. Because you was, like, the go-to. Everybody knew who was getting the ball, who was you doing. Like, you went off. So, like, tell us more about that season, how, like, Coach Wood impacted you.
That season it's probably the funnest season I ever had, like, on the field and off the field. Like I said, but we all grew up together, so we all knew each other. So it was just, like, being 6 years old again, bro. Like, just being 6 years old, but you actually 17 and you just still having fun with your dogs and just, bro, you playing football. Like, we all love football. We playing something we love, but we also, my God. But we also, like, having fun with it. You know what I mean? So it was fun. I mean, and as far as Coach Will, when I first got there, bro, he came open arms. He accepted me for all my flaws, everything that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I came to Jones, my grades weren't all good, all that, you know what I'm saying? He accepted me like that, and he helped me throughout the course of that senior year to actually get into school. So, I mean, I appreciate him a lot for sure.
Okay. So, what's like one of your memorable highlights? Because I'm going to say a play that I liked it, but like, what's something that you was like, you didn't see yourself doing, like?
My senior year or just period?
Just period. Go period.
I'll probably say when we played Jones, caught a bubble screen. I was the last read on that. He threw a late screen on the ground, caught it, shook money. Came up, shook B cross, got straight, got vertical. It was me and Kirby there, and I dropped him. I mean, that's a play I probably never forget. Like, the play that really started my campaign from my junior to my senior year. So.
Okay, so one play that I liked that you did, it was y'all playoff game, that last game. I think that was like the only play y'all scored too. I don't even know. but you had caught a reverse and you went straight to the house. Like nobody was catching. Like you came right across and you just like gone. Like I was like, damn. Like me and T Boy still talk about that play to this day. Like how like dominant you was. Like you didn't let nobody stop you. Like in practice you was killing it. In games you was just dominating everybody. Especially when y'all went out of town. Like you was just dominating. Everybody knew it. Like that first game you ever played when you came and you played like what kind of a game? Like everybody, you put the whole like Orlando on notice. Like I'm here to kill like anybody you put in front of me. So
And the crazy thing about that game, I ain't find out I was able to play until like the day before the game. So the whole week of practice, I'm just bullshitting around like, bro, I'm not playing. Like I'm straight. Day before the game, coach was like, yeah, school board said you can play. You playing. So that game, I went into that like, shit, I ain't had no real week of preparation, so I'm really just out here freestyling.
And you went dumb crazy.
So 3 touchdowns, I think. 2 yards.
I think you caught a fly and you did like a little post route. I don't remember. It just was a Coach Wood just was like, let's see what he can do. He just rolled into the woods for all of that game. So like going into like after that last game, how was you feeling like that playoff game y'all lost? Because everybody was expecting, had high hopes for y'all, and it was just like, man, this the team that's gonna do it for Jones. So what was that like for y'all?
She was devastating. Losing that. I mean, that game I put my all into it. I put everything I could into it, and just to see us lose like that in the first round with this, like I said, we probably had one of the best teams to come through Jones. Like
y'all started
and to see that, like to see us lose in the first round, it was devastating. I probably stayed on the field for about 30 minutes and just cried because like I couldn't believe it, bro. Like we were so good and we lost that early.
Yeah, everybody was kind of sad about that. I don't know, man. That was a tough one. So like going into school, because I remember, how was the All-Star game? Because you had an All-Star game after that too.
It was alright. I didn't really play that much. It is what it is.
So what was the different schools you had? Like what was your dream school? Let's start with
schools,
Florida. So like what schools was talking to you? Like how was that process?
I had 5 offers. I had FAM, I had BCU, University of Tennessee Martin, SIU, and Marshall. And I had like a lot of schools talking to me, like Tulsa, schools like that, Kent State. I mean, but they never really pulled the trigger on offering. They were just talking, Bowling Green, teams like that. And I mean, the process was stressful. I can't lie, it was real stressful. Like having a 1,000-yard season, 17 touchdowns, 50 receptions. You know, #1 in the state. You know, first team, all that, and like to see it kind of go unnoticed, kind of go under the radar. It was kind of hard on me, but I knew wherever I landed, I was gonna go crazy. So I wasn't really stressing as much, but it was hard.
So SIU was your choice, as everybody knows. So how was that? Like you enjoyed it?
I ain't gonna. Yeah, it was alright. I mean, I wouldn't say I enjoyed it because I didn't really like the atmosphere, but I mean, the football aspect of it, yeah, it was smooth.
Yeah, because, like, you, once again, like I said, you went crazy, like, breaking records and taking kickoff return. I was like, dang, Quan going crazy. Quan going crazy again. So, like, how was that, like, when you had caught the ball, kickoff return? What was you thinking? What was your mindset? Do you think you were going to take it to the house?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, like, see, the place we played at, like, that's, like, the biggest stadium in FCS football, so it's packed to the top of the stadium. So I'm looking up, I'm like, damn, all these fucking people like out in there. I got the butterflies. Freshman year, don't know what's gonna happen. It's the best team in the nation at this point in FCS football. So I caught it. Usually when I catch in the end zone, coach tell me just fair catch it or just take a knee. But when I caught it, I looked out. I was like, fuck it, I'm finna go. Last game of the season. Why not? And, bro, I hit it. Seen the crease. I knew I was going after that.
So it felt good. I seen you running the end zone. You was feeling it, boy.
Felt real good, man. Felt real good.
So how was that season like? What you was like? What was your most memorable season like with that team and going there?
Probably my freshman year. It was a lot of life lessons in that year, and a lot of shit taught me patience. Realistically, I ain't going to a school like that, bro. I knew I was the best receiver. I'm going in, I'm finna play right now. Like I'm a freshman, but I'm finna 1,000-yard season freshman year. Like that's what I was thinking, but I had to sit behind people, people that been there. You know what I mean? So it taught me patience and taught me like, bro, you gotta not really wait your turn, because I ain't gonna sit up there and say, hey, bro, you should wait your turn behind somebody that ain't better than you. But you feel me? It's a course you got to go through to get in front of that man. So I was just trying to come there summer. Oh yeah, I'm better than him. Coach put me in. But nah, it's steps you got to do. So that's pretty much what that season taught me. But I mean,
So going into the season after that, you decided to enter the transfer portal. So what schools was like talking to you then, and what made you go to the school that you went to before FAU?
not many was talking to me because again, my freshman year I played a lot, but I didn't have a lot of actual film. You know what I mean? So a lot of teams were they wouldn't really hit me up because majority of my film from freshman year, I went downfield caught passes, but I was catching a lot of screens, getting a lot of handoffs, a lot of jet sweeps and stuff like that. Coaches want to see what you can do in the field, can you run routes, stuff like that. So I had a lot of JUCOs hit me up. I was originally supposed to go to Utah, to a JUCO in Utah, but I ended up coming to Alabama State. I went to Alabama
Yeah,
State.
I remember that.
So I went to Alabama State for like a week or so. And when I left there, I had 3 days to pick a JUCO to go to, or I wasn't going to be able to play, or I wasn't going to be able to be in school that semester. So I had 3 days to get that situated. So a guy named JeQuan Burton, he knew the coach at Iowa Central, so he got me in touch with him, and I mean, kind of just went from there.
So how was it out there? Cause like knowing from like listening to different interviews, like Cam Newton going to JUCO before he got what he wanted.
Yeah.
So how was it for you? That's another learning experience, or you just?
Yeah, another learning experience. I mean, it's JUCO is different. You see more, but at the end of the day, like it's still football. Like, you know what I mean? It's still life, and it was all like college students, and it's all still the same atmosphere. It's just this guy right here may be good as hell in football, but he don't want to go to class. That's what JUCO is. It's kind of like another high school, but I mean, it was that experience. Like I want to say like, oh, I wouldn't do it again, but I mean.
So it's like what you see on the Netflix series. How they just be doing?
It's not as bad. It's like some JUCOs are like that. Yeah, some JUCOs are like that, but all JUCOs not like that. Like my JUCO, like we actually had a cafeteria that had good food. Like,
Okay.
We lived good. We didn't live like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't like, oh, we live in this freaking dorm, 3-2 dorm, and the water don't work. No, it wasn't like that. No.
Cause I was like, they been making JUCO seem too bad. Like my cousin, he didn't like his JUCO, and then just watching those shows, they say it give you insight, but you won't know until you actually there. So like people were sleeping in their car, like
yeah. Some of them aren't like that though. Like in Cali, they actually have to sleep in their cars or try to find apartments on their own. It just depends on what JUCO you go to, what state you in for real.
Okay, so now you like, okay, it's time to get back into the real grind. So you went to FAU. Yeah. So how was that? Like, how was that transition? Because you back with your boys now. Yeah. You got, because you in a different level. Now you back on a big stage. So how was that? Like, how was that process? Tell us about that process.
Like leaving JUCO because of Corona. So leaving that, I was like, man, I don't want to go back. I don't really want to, play another year there. So Big Jalen, he hit me up. He's like, bro, we need a receiver. Like, come to FAU. I'm like, bro, tell your coach to hit me up. Like, bro, what's up? Like, I'll walk on. It don't matter. Like, I'm just not trying to go back up there. So he like, all right. He got me in contact with him. Coach was like, he was messing with me, but like he wasn't really messing. Like he told me he just thought it was like, oh, one of Jalen homeboys. So he was just looking out for Jalen, but because he didn't really know. So I kind of went to Coach Wills, like, man, yeah, I kind of want to go to FAU. He like, you don't go to FAU? I'm like, yeah. He like, oh, I know the recruiting coordinator. So he called him, told him about me. And then, shoot, before I got home, he had called me like, oh, JB, you ain't tell me you was like that, man. Let's get your paperwork going, stuff like that. So, shoot, that's how that happened. Went there, just went in there, senior red. Like, I want everything. Whatever I come up, I want everything. Like, that's my mindset. I'm coming in here, I want to be known. You know what I mean? I want to be.
Yeah, because, like, from what everybody seen, because, everybody's just looking at social media. So everybody just seen quick turnaround. You was just going everywhere. So everybody like, what the hell JeQuan doing? Like, goddamn. And we thinking we finna see in Alabama, then we see you go somewhere, and we see you go somewhere. So, like, now you back, now you in the mode. I see kind of like more so. You was always the humble guy, but like
For sure.
this actually made you more like it's. I seen you like get more into your bag. So like, what made them see you as like that guy? Like them trusting you to be there when they called your number.
Just coming in, and I came in the spring, like spring workouts. I was doing what I do, working my ass off, doing what it takes to, be seen, be known. And, after that, kind of went through spring football, came from the bottom of the depth chart all the way to starting, you know what I mean? So that's where they kind of like, yeah, this guy can play, we trust him a little bit, but like the summer going into the fall, that's when they're like, okay, like this guy has to play, you know what I mean? And not saying like, oh, I just was doing better than everybody, but bro, I had a chip on my shoulder. Like I'm coming in, I need everything. I'm a walk on. Walk ons they get treated like bottom of the barrel. So I knew like I ain't want to be treated like that. So let me show these coaches what I can do, so I can actually get playing time, I can actually play.
So go back to that first start. How was it? Cause I seen you had called a little post routes or how I felt like actually, cause all that adversity you went through from leaving SIU, going to this place, going to that place, like you actually working hard, showing people that you could play. Cause a lot of people knew you could play, but they seen you bouncing around, so they didn't know what you was doing. So like that first start, that first catch, how I felt like going back from that, that kickoff return. Now you back in your grind, in your mode.
Man, I don't know if a lot of people knew, but I had partially tore my ACL like end of the spring. So I went through the whole summer with a brace on, went to rehab, all that stuff. So I mean, I was kind of second guessing if I'm gonna still have that second gear, stuff like that. So I mean, just coach just calling that play and calling the post play, and I knew I was gonna get the ball. Like I knew I had to give it all I got, and once I caught it, bro, I can't even lie, I was happy. Like it's been 2 years since I got a touchdown, 2 years since I played in the actual football game.
Yeah.
So it was just like addicting feeling, bro. It's crazy.
So I see you got a good, nice support system. Your family is big on y'all. Big on family, like y'all stick together very well. That's something that I seen growing up as a kid. Y'all all do like parties and stuff like that. Like I didn't even know. Fun fact about this guy. If y'all don't know, him and Squirrel are cousins.
Yeah.
Him and Squirrel are cousins. So him and Squirrel, hey, one thing I know about them, they love each other. He have Quan back from Moon to the back, like his sisters, like all of them are athletes. So like, what made y'all so close? Cause like a lot of families ain't that close. How y'all is, like a lot of people I know ain't that close. Like how y'all is, y'all do parties, y'all do all this stuff together. So like
you said, like we do like growing up, our parents, grandmas, aunties, uncles, they all made sure that, we knew our cousins and we did things with our cousins. So when we grew up, we would all be tight, and we just really built a bond over stuff like that, like just doing that every year in and year out. And I mean, that's what really made us all tight, honestly. Can't lie.
Yeah, so like what's next for Quan? What we gonna see for you in the next season? Cause next season coming up pretty soon. So what you looking forward to? Cause before I finish, I was talking to PJ. And PJ said he locked you up. I want to know what's up with that. Like, I don't know nobody for locking you up. You know what I'm saying? So
I ain't gonna lie. PJ, his freshman year, he came, man. He didn't lock me up, but he packed the ball out. So, I mean, if you want to give him that, you can give him that. But I put that on the quarterback 100%. PJ pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Better, so.
PJ was like, he called me, he's like, I locked up your favorite receiver. I locked him up. I was like, who you talking about? Like, Quan, I locked him up. Oh, God, I locked him. You calling right now? I'm like, I don't believe it. I seen Quan kill the best. So, I don't know. But, PJ a dog, too. Shout out my boy PJ. So, like, what's, like, one of your next favorite matchups? Who you want to see, like, coming in? Like, who you going at?
Everybody, really. I mean, anybody line up in front of me, that's my best matchup. Why? Because it's the next. You know what I mean? So, whoever line up in front of me, like, they got to get it. And that's how I feel. Like, last year, you know what I'm saying? That was me kind of scratching the surface, getting back into the flow of the game. I ain't playing 2 years, But this year, I mean, it's even more personal, you know what I'm saying? I got places I'm trying to be, places I'm trying to go, trying to feed my family with this. So, I mean, everybody got to get it.
Well, so this is a question I've been wanting to ask you for the longest.
Talk to me.
So I was in 11th grade, I think, or like I was in 10th grade going to 11th grade. So you had just popped up, everybody swarm you like you was everybody like come on here like it's like a group of y'all just walking past.
Sure.
So I dat you up, we talking. So I seen you in the College Career Center because that's where we stayed at. That was our like home. So we was talking. There was a group of us. I don't know if you remember. I'm about to jog your memory. So we was talking, and you was like, in 3 to 4 years, I'm going to the NFL. So we still on that same mindset?
Still on that mindset. It ain't going nowhere. So yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hold you to it.
Before you even said it, I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm gonna hold you to it because we was talking for a little minute, and I seen you from all the way down. Now you all the way up. I'm proud of you, man. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Like, I'm just happy. One thing I want to say, shout out to Quan as well. You know, he seen me do my thing. He supported me.
For sure.
That's the one thing I, really appreciate. You know, we got to stick together.
For sure.
Stick together. Everybody stick together. Everybody doing their thing. We just need to get everybody together. So, you know what I want to see? I want to see the Day versus Quan battle. That's what I want to see. I want to see Day versus JeQuan Burton. If y'all don't know who Day, I'm talking about DeQuan Evans. I know he hate me. I don't give a damn. Yeah. I need to see DeQuan Evans versus JeQuan Burton. I need to see that. Like, that's something I need to see. Y'all both over time got better. Y'all both over time just grinding. So I need to see that when he get back to where he is. Prayers to him. Sure. Hope he speedy recovery. Last question. So what's a couple of songs you listen to before the game? What a killer like you listening to before the game?
For me, it depends. It depends on the mood I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Some days I might come in and listen to Young Boy. Some days I might come in and listen to Hot Boy. Them my go-to guys. But I mean, it really just depends. Some days I come in, I can listen to gospel all the way up to game time. You know what I mean? So it just really depends, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It just depends on whatever mood I wake up in and how I'm feeling.
Okay. So that concludes the podcast, y'all. Thank y'all for viewing me. Shout out to Quan once again. Hey, listen, we going up all the way up. But yeah, that's all.